And welcome back to Flexible Games, where we are playing FortressCraft Evolved. Alright, well, I have done some work. I've got the resin that I need, and it helps that DJ actually halved the amount of resin that you need for the GeoThermal. But if I go look, the other materials that we needed, 256 steel bars times 15. So we needed 3,840 of those. So that's 3,800 iron right there. We need 960 pyrothermic generators, which also use iron. So my iron, I actually kind of had to add to the area of smelting and give myself some more storage for it, just because I was going through so much iron. So we have the remaining ingredients. So let's build what we need. So it's a 5x3x5, which is 75. I should have enough crystal. I think, yeah, 7,680 is how many we need. So I have almost enough for 2 of these, and I definitely do want to build 2 of them eventually, maybe even more. So we need 75. Bingo. All right, so the area that I've set aside downstairs, down in the cold, you have to build it in the cold caverns. So the area I set aside, I moved the OET. I didn't move it, I just took it down. I want to place it somewhere else. I put a Mark V battery right here where my turbines are. Right underneath this, very dead center underneath this, is a system to beam power up from the cold caverns using conduits, Mark V batteries, and as a final step, I have a bunch of lasers beaming right into the battery. So, because you can't hook a conduit up to a Mark V battery, at least not yet, it will hopefully be possible down the road. So we have a geothermal, there it is, geothermal generator. Let's zip down to the cold caverns, and I'll show you where that is. Just a little elevator ride. I put some waypoints down for materials that I find as I go exploring. Cold caverns have changed a little bit now. All of the lights have a blue hue to them. By default, they all look a little blue. All right, so over here is that area I mentioned. It's right below right above here is that Mark V battery, and the geothermal, I think, is 5x5x3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, like this. Let's put these in here, see if it finishes. No. 5 wide, 3 high, 5 deep. That's what I have, isn't it? Oh, I've got 2 left over. How do I have 2 left over? Did I miss? Did I miss some in here? Yes, I did. Right here. I was like, why didn't it build? No. There it is. GeoThermal. It needs pipe. So we want a bunch of pipe. I need about 800 pipe. I've got about 1,300 made. So there's 4. And let's just put an even 800 in there and see where we go from there. Okay, so pipe, and I am freezing to death for reasons. Very quickly, in fact. I wonder why I was running so low on power. Cold caverns are cold. Okay, geothermal generator component. I don't need organic solar down here, so let's put some pipe into here. So let's look at what this looks like below here as we place pipe. So I'm guessing the pipe will probably come out right there. So if we put pipe like that, there it is. Starts its long process of kind of drilling down to find the magma chamber. And the deeper it goes, it'll start getting warmer and it'll actually start producing power. And that is the important thing, because we don't have any power yet. So it's the bigger the temperature differential, pipe temperature to generator temperature, is where you're going to generate your power. Which is why the magma chamber is great, because that magma is 1,500 degrees, whereas we are minus 350 degrees. Which I know is impossible, but we will not comment on that. So we're actually producing power already. It's starting to warm up already. So we're producing a little bit of power, which is good, because we have that battery upstairs that we need to charge. So it's slowly using. Do we have a depth? Yeah. -7 or -278. So that should get to about a -1,000 with 800 pipes, give or take. All right, I need to run up to. I need some crystal. See this huge crystal that was right here. This was all the way to the ceiling, and we've mined all of that down to just what is left here. Which is a very impressive amount. I've also started moving all my Hive processing stuff over to a new area. DJ added a bunch of Hive related tools, as well as a way to see which is the active Hive, because it was kind of hard to tell where the active Hive was, just based on their locations and where the particles were going. So before, I had that huge area over, I showed you that it was beaming power. This thing had power, and it was beaming it all the way across, all the way down, and there was a huge area way over there by the overmind that had the Hive I was trying to feed, except the problem was it wasn't the closest Hive mind. And if we look at our hollow base, under U, we can kind of pull up the overview scene here. And we can see all of the different hives in this mode based on just a block. See that green block that's right there? That's actually the hive that I want to feed, and for some reason it's not the active hive. I blew up the one I was feeding, and I'm not seeing where the active hive is. And it's only triggered active when it grows, so it might not detect yet that it's the closest hive. But all of these just isolated green squares are hives. And there's quite a few of them around my base. I've blown up, I don't know, 15 so far. But I'll take you over to my new hive processing. I've already grown it a little bit just to get a sense for where it grows, and I've excavated a huge area to see where I can put all of my laser stuff in order to get it down and plan out where I'm going to put power and all of that kind of stuff. So here is the hive. Not that. That is coal. That is a massive coal vein. There's like 2 million coal in that thing. Yeah, there's like 2 million coal in there. There's another like 1 million down there. There's a huge amount right there. There's tons and tons of coal. So this is the hive. And like I said, I've grown it already a little bit. So there's a hive in there somewhere. And it grows towards your CPH. So all these legs kind of bend out and they start moving towards the CPH. I've lined this area with reinforced wood because any block marked reinforced resists getting overwritten by a hive. So it will butt up against the reinforced wood or rock and it won't actually breach it, which is what I want, because if I'm going to put all my tools in here, it's a little area I have for the laser ablator and all of that stuff, I need it as close to the hive as possible without getting too crazy with it, because they only have a range of 32. And if I look at the blocks that are way down there, you can see they're 27. So if I put those ablators near my level here, they will be able to hit that. And that's what I want. So the reason I dug so deep is Minox don't actually spawn on the surface. You have to go below level 80 to actually spawn them. And it looks dark down here because we're so deep that the sun stops shining. So this is level 80. So all I need to do is dig down one and put conveyors, and Minox will start to spawn. And what I want to do is figure out if I can mine, because I've got a big thing of tin right here that I don't think I'll be using. I mean, 3.4 million tin sitting right here. It was actually bigger, but my BFG just blew a corner off. You can see where it smoothed out. So I BFL'd the bottom row here, and then I use excavators to dig straight up. And I did quite a few at a time. I think I ran 12 of those at a time. And took a while, but I managed to dig out a huge void here. So let's go see what I'm gonna build a lift down here eventually. I don't know why this thing keeps knocking me around. I want to build a lift just to get up and down there easily. But you can see we've got Hive. I kind of snuck it in there, squeaked it in there. I want to build a wall all the way around here. I want to kind of encompass this thing and not leave it much area for it to grow out, just so I can keep it close to my laser system. So I can feed it a whole bunch of blocks, mine it all, and then feed it again and mine it all and feed it again. That's my goal for that. I'm going to use Mark 5 or Mark 4 batteries and conduits to get tons and tons of power, which is one of the reasons I need this geothermal up, so I can really push some power out. What I want to do is I want to put Mark 4 batteries along the edge here and one up there and beam 2 sets of conduits down there for 20,000 power per second. So let's see what kind of power we're getting. So it looks like we're doing pretty good. 1,540. How much is my solar panel on the top doing? 400? So we're doing 1,100 power now down there in the cold caverns, which is really good. It can actually push out a lot of power. Let's go back down there. Arthur's relatively charged. Should be charged up. So deep. Little hitch in the frame rate there. Loading the world. All right. So how much power are you putting out now? 727 power per second. Not too bad. The pipe temperature is still minus 21, but as soon as it hits the magma chamber, it will, the power will just go crazy. I think it has a max power output of 4,500. So that's why I want 2 of them. I want one on this side as well, and I may even put a third. But a third, I would exceed the capacity of the conduit. I wouldn't be able to put out. I would be able to put out more power than the conduit could handle. So I want to be careful with that. I could always build another setup like this under the other Mark 5 battery and beam power in like that as well. So the power per second is slowly trickling up. It's going to take a while. We're only at minus 400. So, yeah, I see you, Camelbot. All right. That is a Camelbot. Those little sneaky buggers. Well, I'll let that run. Yeah, still 728. It looks like there's about a 0.02 degree difference as you drop per block until you hit the magma chamber, and then it will really spike. Okay, so I am gonna need some Mark 5 batteries. I've got lots of conduits. I've got 81, which is actually 9. 9 times 9 is 81. So that's an odd number of conduits, which is weird because you use them in pairs. So I might need to craft. I've got plenty of laser transmitters. I'm going to need to craft a few more conduits just because that's weird. There. Now I've got an even 5 sets of conduits. I have a auto crafting system I've covered in a previous episode to make me Mark 3 batteries, and that's over here. And we are going to run out of nickel soon. I looked at my nickel and it's going to run out, so we might have to reorganize that area in efforts to get more nickel. But come back next episode where we are going to try cargo lifts, a new feature just added to the game. So Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.